Going on? Okay, I don't know. Let's gonna try this again. Hey guys, are you still hearing an echo? Let me know when you come in, okay? Okay, hopefully, I'm gonna invite you first so that way we can figure it out. Let's see. Okay,
Okay,
still
still
hearing
hearing
an
an
echo.
echo.
Oh,
Oh,
fucking TikTok. Let's try
that's
this.
right.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if the echo's coming in on my end or I'm not 100% sure.
I don't know.
I don't have any headphones or anything. I'm just running straight off of my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
All
right,
right,
guys. I'm
I'm
trying my
trying my
best to
best to
fix
fix
this
this
here for
here
you
for you
guys.
guys.
They're saying it looks like it might be on your end.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Technical difficulties.
Okay, let's
Okay, let's.
I'm raw
I'm raw
dogging this
dogging
live
this
and it's
live and
still
it's still
echoing.
echoing.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It's like
It's like
no
no
headphones, no
headphones, no
mic, and it's
mic, and
still
it's still
echoing. It's
echoing.
so
It's so
weird.
weird.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Guys,
Guys,
I don't hear the echo that you're talking about. You
you
sound
don't
clear to
hear
you
me.
don't
it.
hear it.
Mm-mm.
Can you
Can you
understand
understand
what I'm
what
saying
I'm
though?
saying though?
Because I
Because I
can
can
deal with the
deal with the
echo
echo
It,
as
it
long as
as long
cuts
as
everyone
everyone
is
is
clear.
clear.
it cuts in and out, but I can try my best.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry
Sorry
about
about
that.
that.
It's
It's
messing
more.
up here. No, I'm
No,
not
I'm not
messing
messing
with it
with
anymore.
it anymore.
I cut
I
it
put it.
off. I'm not.
Not.
Sorry,
Sorry,
guys.
guys.
It's
It's
still
still
echoing.
echoing.
All
All
right,
right.
do me
Do me
this
this
favor,
favor,
Garrett.
Garrett.
Let's test
Let's
this
test
out
this
real
out real
quick.
quick.
Put
They're
yourself
saying
on
maybe it's the
mute.
multi-stream.
Actually, I can
Actually, I
mute
can
you.
mute you.
I don't have to
I
do
don't have to do
anything. Hold
anything.
on a second. What about now? Do you guys hear an echo? Okay. So I might have to play a little tag here. We might have to mute and unmute because when I mute you, I don't hear an echo. Do you, now it's good? Okay. So we're going to have to play a little bit of tag. No echo. Okay, cool. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry, Garrett. This is not the norm by any means. So, all right. So, again, welcome in, guys. Thank you for sharing the live. There was a lot more people in before. So, if you guys could do me a favor and share the live with like 5 to 10 friends, it could be your cousin, your brother, your baby daddy. I don't care. Just share it. Thank you. You guys, Berry Mail Experience is in the chat. Make sure you follow the guys of the Berry Mail Experience. They are also hosting their live on Taco Tuesday, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific time. Let's jump right into it since we wasted so much time with this stuff. So annoying. Okay, so how did you become a bariatric patient? Let's get straight to that. What inspired you to go the bariatric route as opposed to any other route? Let's see. You're gonna have to unmute real quick. All right.
Can you hear me? Okay. Okay, so what led me? So I'm 32 years old, right? And I had dieted since I was 10 years old, maybe. My family jumped on the Atkins diet real heavy. They jumped into Herbalife, so I was already taking supplements before, at double digits of age. My whole family is big, and that's the way that we showed love. I'm Hispanic. We showed love with food. If you lost your job, we went and ate. If you got a new job, we went and ate. You know what I mean? And just years and years and years, a lifetime really of dieting and exercising and losing the same 100 to 150 pounds over and over and over and over. I was just like, fuck, man, like I need help. You know what I mean? And my problem was I listened to social media so heavily, and people saying that getting the bariatric surgery was cheating really fucked with my mind. And they made me feel like less of a person because I didn't do it naturally. I cheated. I took the easy way out. Well, shit, man, this is a full sport. This is a full contact sport. Like, there's so many things now that I can and cannot do I have to mind all of my P's and Q's. I got to make sure I'm eating properly. I got to make sure I set a timer on my watch from the time that I'm done eating, 30 minutes, so I can start drinking, like shit that I've never thought about before. But your original question was what led me to getting the bariatric surgery, and I came to the understanding that I am a human being. I fall short sometimes, and I just need that help. And I stopped seeing it as the easy way out and started seeing it and accepting it as the tool that it was. So I felt like I wasted the first half of my life. I didn't want to waste the second half. You know what I mean? So I shut the fuck up and I got that tool and I made it happen. And now I feel like a brand new man, like literally a brand new man. And I don't regret it at all, at all.
I'm gonna mute you for a second. All right. So actually, that's I'm glad that a lot of times people assume that the weight loss surgery is like a quick fix, right? Did you have any complications after your surgery, or you were pretty smooth sailing through and through? I'm gonna unmute you real quick. All right.
So I did have some complications about a month in, but it was kind of unrelated to the surgery. I had some polyps burst inside of my stomach and ended up. What had happened was I went to my 1 month checkup, and I was feeling a little sick, and there was a little. Can I talk about this kind of stuff in here, like blood and stuff? Okay, so I'm going to the restroom the night before my checkup, and there's a little bit of blood in there. I'm like, damn, because the day before was my birthday, and I was lifting heavy coolers, and I wasn't supposed to be lifting, and like I went and fed the homeless for my birthday since I couldn't eat. I wanted to feed them, and kind of live vicariously. So the day before was a lot of activity, bending and moving and lifting. And then the night before my checkup, I went to the restroom and there was some blood, and I was like, shit, man, that doesn't feel good. But you know what? I'm probably okay. I'm gonna check it out with them tomorrow. I'm sure I'll be fine. So I'm in the hospital, or I'm in the doctor's office. And the way it's set up is like the hospital where they did the surgery was right next door. Like they shared a wall with the doctor's office. And I'm talking to him. I'm like, there's a little bit of blood. He's like, don't worry about it. You probably just moved around some loose stuff and it came out with your bowel movement. It's no big deal. I was like, okay. So I'm leaving the doctor's office, and I'm like, look, he goes, why don't you go ahead next door and go get that checked out? They'll run a few scans and see if everything's okay. I'm like, cool, I'll go do that. And as I'm walking over there, I got to sit down, and my wife is like, you don't look so good. Should I go get a wheelchair? And I'm like, no, like I just got to get there. But I start passing out and I'm sweating profusely, and I go into the restroom when we get there. I'm like, you got to check me in. I got to go to the bathroom. I feel like I'm going to have an accident. Sit on the toilet, go to the restroom. Whoosh, like for like 45 seconds, it's like somebody turned on a hose, and I got up and I looked, and it was just purple, dark brown blood, right? And I'm like, man, I don't feel good. I can't pass out in here. Like she's not gonna be able to find me. I'm in a locked stall. So I get up and I don't even wash my hands, right? I wipe real quick. I go outside and I look at myself in the mirror, and there's no color in my face. My lips are the same color as my skin. Like I'm dying, straight up, I'm dying. And I walk up to her and I'm like, I'm gonna pass out. And she's like, oh shit, like you're being serious. So she sits me down and boom, I'm out. And she's holding me up, and I kind of wake up and I'm sweating profusely. Next thing I know, I'm in a recovery room with defibrillators on me. You know what I mean? But I need to say all this by saying that it had nothing. The doctor said it had nothing to do with surgery complications. This was going to happen to me no matter what. Those polyps bursting, it was going to happen. But the reason why I tell this story is because I had posted my surgery journey online so much that everybody automatically thought this is because of surgery. Now I'm afraid. Now I'm not going to get it. Now I'm worried. And I got to say, like, technology has come so fucking far from when they first started doing these surgeries that like you couldn't be in better hands. So if anybody out there is worried about complications of the surgery, they rarely happen. Like they rarely happen. And you're either going to live in fear of getting the surgery and stay exactly where you're at, or you're going to live in fear of dying early. And that was the case for me. If I didn't get this surgery, straight up, I just got to be honest, if I didn't get the bariatric surgery, if I didn't get gastric bypass, I was going to die before my kids graduated high school. And I can't be okay with that. And there's no way I can ever be okay with that. So I don't know if that answered the question, but like as far as complications go, I am textbook perfect. I don't have any issues. I don't, there's nothing that I'm in like really intolerant to. Nothing has changed for me too much, but I'm very, I'm very by the book when it comes to this. But I know that there's a lot of people out there that regret having it, and that's just not my case at all.
Okay, okay. See, I love that. I think that a lot of people, even we have seen people who have had complications from the surgery, and till this day they're still like, I don't regret it. It's the best decision they could have made for themselves. So, but I'm glad you cleared that up because it looks like some folks in the chat may have seen that video you were talking about. So now you guys know it was not surgery related. It was something that was bound to happen, whether he had surgery or not. So thank you for clarifying that, Garrett. I did have a thought from one of your videos I had just saw yesterday. What was it this morning? This morning, you said something about you. You're kind of in a space where you're trying to figure out who Garrett is. Do you like where you are right now? Like who is Garrett? Like where are you right now with unpacking all of that?
Um, Shit. I wish I had like a super cool guy answer to give you. I wish I had some tough guy shit to say and be like, "Oh, I'm certified in who I am. I'm established in what I'm about." I we had talked before a little bit. I wrote myself off. I gave up on my life just like the world told me that I should. You know what I mean? The world isn't meant for people my size. 550 pounds, 6'2", 6'3". The world wasn't meant for me. I started to believe it, and it started hitting heavier and heavier and heavier every day. It just came more apparent like, man, I'm more of a monster than I am a human, you know? So I masked that pain and that fear with drugs and alcohol and partying, and I became very funny, and I liked to roast, and I was going to get you before you got me, and I mastered the art of it, right? I mastered the art of deflection. I mastered the art of wearing that mask for such a long time that now when the door is finally open to me and the world says, dude, Garrett can just be Garrett, I'm like, whoa, wait, I've spent so much time trying to be something completely different that now that it's my time to shine, my light is dim. I don't know where to go from here. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know who I really am. I've never been this weight before. I've never been this confident before. Is it really confidence? Is it false confidence because I'm supposed to feel better? You know, am I just hyping myself? Is it a placebo effect? Who am I? And I got to be honest, I don't fucking know. I don't
Right.
know. I don't know, and I don't feel bad for that. I really don't. It hasn't been enough time. I'm not even a year out of surgery. You know, I've lost 175 pounds in less than a year from the surgery, 245 pounds from my heaviest. That's literally a person. I lost a heavy person. I lost an overweight person, and I'm still fat. You know what I mean? So it's hard for me to be like, this is who I am. This is what I'm rooted in. This is what I'm grounded in. Because I don't know, and I still need time to figure it out. But I can tell you this: I like the idea of the man that I'm becoming, and I'm proud of that person. And I try to dig deep and encourage myself daily to just keep going, because hopefully one day there is that aha moment where I'm like, oh shit, I'm about this, and this is who I am.
I love that. I think that it's kind of interesting though, because while we were on this journey, we don't count on the fact that we're peeling back layers of years of like kind of telling ourselves a story, right? Oh, I'm the funny fat friend. I'm the, I'm the big guy, to now have to come into this new identity and try to figure out like where do you fit in now in this new space and in this new time in your life. How have the kids, seen like with the changes? I know kids are brutally honest. So have they said anything since you've lost all this weight?
Oh, for sure. I show my kids, they're my biggest supporters, man. They get so jacked when they see me running around climbing little rock climbing walls at the park and chasing them and catching them. You know what I mean? They get jacked. And I'll show them pictures of a side by side, because you know your phone will show you like what you did a year ago, what you looked like a year ago, whatever. I'll try to take that same exact picture and my kids will look at me and like I'll turn the phone on them and they'll just look at me like, yeah, why the fuck you got this picture of some random dude on your phone right here? Like that's not even you. They they uh they hype me up so much, man. They really do, and I don't even think that they realize it. My youngest son today was telling me on the way over here, he was like, "Dad, you know, you're the strongest man in the world. You could probably fight two bulls and win. You're probably stronger than The Rock." And what am I supposed to say on Father's Day? I'm supposed to be like, "Yeah, of course I am. Like it's no problem." They're huge, huge, huge supporters. Um, and one of the biggest reasons why I went through the process in the first place, because I wanted to make sure that I don't want to fucking leave them too early. You know what I mean? I'm gonna die anyway. Everybody's got their number. Everybody's got their day. But I don't like if mine doesn't have to come as soon as it was going to. Let me postpone it for a little bit. Let me hang out for a while.
I definitely agree. I'm not trying to help life do what life do. Okay, I'm trying to increase my life expectancy. I want to be here for the little ones. I know that playing has been a lot easier for you. Is there anything on your list that you want to do with your kids that you haven't already done since you've lost all the weight?
Okay, so I'm gonna try to get through this without crying, right? But my oldest is turning 11, and my youngest just turned 8, and they both do not know how to ride bikes. They're little boys, and they didn't get the chance to be little boys in the street like I did, right? Riding bikes like that. That's one of the biggest milestones in life is when you get the training wheels off and you're kicking ass with your homies down the street. You know what I mean? And they never got to do that because I couldn't run alongside them. I couldn't run alongside them. I couldn't keep up. They were gonna fall. It was gonna be my fault. And as a father, man, I think about this all the time. I feel like I let them down. I feel like I failed because I didn't give a little boy that experience, and uh anyway, to answer your question, I want to teach my kids how to ride a bike because I can fucking keep up with them now, and I'll run alongside that bastard and for an hour. They're gonna learn to ride a bike.
One of the things I love about your posts is that you're super vulnerable. Have you found any men in this community who maybe you look up to, or maybe you didn't have a whole lot of men when you first had your surgery that you were looking at, that were being this vulnerable in the way you are?
All right, so I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I think that's why I'm doing so good with this is because I am very relatable. I got nothing left to lose, right? Like I said, I already wrote myself off of this life, and now I'm on brand new borrowed time, right? I don't see anybody sharing the same experiences that I'm sharing. I see a lot of people sharing their success. I see a lot of people trying to sell shit. I see a lot of people trying to make money off of other people, almost predator style. Like, and that's not something that I'm about. I'm not big on TikTok. I'm not big on Instagram or anything by any means. I'm small numbers, but that one thing that I will never do is try to prey on the weakness of already vulnerable people like they did with me. I won't do it. I won't do it. And I'll never come out here and say, I did this naturally. I'll never come out here and say, you have to get the surgery or it's not going to work. Fuck that. Like we can all do it, right? Like let's all be honest. We got bariatric surgery. If we all had it in us to shut the fuck up, stop eating, get on a diet, stop making excuses, start doing what we needed to do. We could have, but mentally, physically, we couldn't have done that. Mentally, there was so much shit going on up here that we had to fight through all that scar tissue that it wasn't going to happen. It was not going to happen. Straight up and down. It wasn't going to happen. But at my lowest, I remember reaching out to the influencers because they were living the life that I wanted to live. They were eating how I wanted to eat. They were looking how I wanted to look. And so I would reach out to them and even just on some simple stuff and be like, man, you look really good. Oh, I appreciate that, big dog. And for $4.99 a month, you can go ahead and look like me. Well, hold up, bro. Like you're not even like don't do that shit. You know what I mean? I had surgery. I took the easy way out. Fuck you. Like, so what? I'm living my life properly now. I don't care how I got here. I really don't. I don't care how I got here. The fact is I'm here for my kids. I'm celebrating another Father's Day. I'm happier than I've ever been. I look better than I've ever looked. I'm stronger than I've ever felt. It Huge win, huge win, and I would do it again. And the only regret that I have about getting the surgery is I wish I would have done it 10 years ago.
Okay. That's great. I think that something that you said was kind of interesting. Mental health, right? How has that been on this journey with being a dad and also navigating all the shit you have to see in your inbox? I saw that you have kind of talked about that and shared like while you're trying to get your stuff together, you have people who bash you. Like, how does that impact your mental health? And how do you kind of use these things to kind of father in a sense or parent in a sense? Is it a teachable moment for your kids? Like, how do you navigate that?
Um, Again, I wish I had some cool guy shit to say and be like, I use it as fuel in the gym and blah 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 blah. That's just not the case, man. When I first started on social media, that shit really kicked my ass. Like I would read the hate and I would see the hate, and it just hurt to the core because it was people saying out loud what I already thought inside my head about myself. So it's like, fuck, if I already knew this about me and it's so apparent that other people know, like, what am I even doing here? You know what I mean? Why am I even trying? What am I like just might as well give up. Now I don't use it as fuel in the gym, but I do use it as fuel for the content because these jokers, like I'll post whatever they said, and then I'll just be nice to them about it, or I'll use it as a way to be funny, or I'll use it as a way to be educational. They get me views whether they like it or not. You know what I mean? They're boosting the algorithm whether I like it or not because I got so many people on my side that as soon as they see somebody's hating on Garrett, they jump in the comments and they go after this dude. And now he's fighting with them, fighting with them, fighting with them. My comments are stacking, you know what I mean? So I'm like, you can hate on me all you want, but you just made me money. You know what I mean? Like it's your fault. Y'all, you can hate on me all you want, but my success is because of you and I appreciate you for it.
What was one of your most memorable non-scale victories going into this?
I'll tell you what. My whole entire adult life, I've had to shop at a store called Destination XL. And it is a big and tall clothing store, and a single t-shirt costs $50. I'm talking like a button up, and I love button ups. $50, $80 for a pair of jeans, like $45 for a pair of, or for a 3 pack of underwear, like bullshit, right? My biggest, most memorable non-scale victory was being able to walk into Walmart and buying a full outfit off the rack and be like, dude, you know how much money I'm about to save, and I look good, and I feel good, and I could buy some cologne so I smell good too. You know what I mean? Like, I just that was my biggest non-scale victory, was being able to buy something off the rack because that never belonged to me.
You guys see you guys in the chat are feeling it. Yes, absolutely. Wake up everyone striving to gain a new hate. Listen, if you ain't got haters, you're not doing shit. That's how I feel. That's just how the cookie crumbles. If you don't got haters, you're probably not doing anything meaningful. Just saying. Uh, good time for a water check. Yes, thank you guys. Make sure you are drinking your water, taking your supplements. While we have Garrett here, if you have any questions in the chat, keep it cute, keep it classy. I will ask the questions if I catch them. If not, we will keep things going. We had a little bit of technical difficulties earlier, so I'm gonna skip some of the like fun jazz I put in the middle. We'll skip that. And we'll ask Garrett this question. Has anything changed body part wise for you since you lost all this weight? I know a lot of men brag about this, so I had to ask because everyone wants to know.
Okay. Yes. The plain and simple. Yes. I've always had the equipment on me, but now that there's less love surrounding it, I'm strong like bull. I'm looking and feeling better. Stamina is definitely there. Libido is up. Um, I never really had an issue in that department as far as like rising to the occasion, you know what I mean? But now it's whenever I want, really. Um,
Talk
and
your
and
shit.
There's a yeah, for sure. There's a lot, like I said, there's a lot less surrounding the area, so I'm cool. I'm solid. I'm good.
AJ said every 40 pounds. Is that what it is? Every 40 pounds, you gain an inch? I don't know, guys. He lost 245 pounds. He'd be out here dragging it in the streets. Uh, you guys, I think somebody's making up this math, guys. I don't know. What do you guys think? Some of y'all men just be exaggerating this stuff. No, I'm just kidding. they're they're dogging me in the chat. What was someone asked what was your highest weight prior to surgery?
Yeah, so highest weight was 550, um, and that was crazy. And then at my surgery I was at 485, and that was August 28th of last year. And then today I was 310, so that's 175 pounds in surgery. And then I believe, if my math is right, that's 245 from my highest weight.
Welcome in. I see my dad's in the chat. Hey, Dad. So with this journey, what's next for you? Do you have like any? I know you're like, I don't have a cool guy response. I'm not that big, but you're kind of a big deal on TikTok. Whether you see it that way or not, what's next for Garrett? Any big plans? Any events? Anything in the works for you? I'm gonna go ahead and unmute you. Nope, did I not unmute you? Hold on a second.
Yeah, no, I'm good now. So my whole life, I grew up in the bodybuilding scene. My uncle Jess, he's the one who got me into it. So like we were watching old school bodybuilders like Dorian Yates, and we were watching obviously Pumping Iron. We were watching like in the Jay Cutler era and all that stuff, Dennis Wolf and Marcus Rule, all those guys. And I loved it. I fell in love with it, and I've always wanted to step on stage. I thought that would be super cool, but like it wasn't for me. It didn't belong to me. That was a pipe dream. I was never going to get there. Now, not only is that something that I want to do, it's something that I'm excited to do, and I cannot wait to step on stage and compete in bodybuilding and kind of just show off a physique that has always been under there. Like I've always been strong, but now let's see it. You know what I mean? So that'll be the next big thing. I still got to get skin removal surgery. I'm gonna have to do all that kind of stuff first. But I definitely, one of my biggest goals is I do want to step on stage.
I love that. That's such an awesome goal. I can't wait till you do it, first of all. And second of all, skin removal surgery. Let's talk about that a little bit. I don't think a lot of men really dive into the conversations about having plastics. Us women, we can talk about it all day and night. What's your level of comfortability with the idea of going under the knife again, but this time for the skin removal?
I'm cool with it. It doesn't bug me. This surgery that I had was the first surgery that I ever had in my whole life, and I was terrified. And I heard all the rumors like big people don't wake up, and yeah, I guess statistically the numbers are higher on that. So I freaked myself out. But now that I've done it, that was the best sleep I ever had. You know what I mean? And as far as skin removal surgery, I'm definitely going to get it because I'm definitely going to need it, and I'm probably going to need a couple rounds of it. The arms aren't looking great. The legs, there's just so much damage done to my body. Like I need help to get that back going, right? So I am not uncomfortable. It is definitely going to be welcomed. I do want to do something kind of crazy. I don't know if people are going to agree with this. Do you know what scarification is as far as body modification goes?
Never heard of it.
Okay, scarification. So they literally pinch your skin, and they take a razor blade and they make small cuts and it'll heal over as a scar. And when you die and they do an autopsy, they do something called a Y cut, when they cut you from shoulder to sternum and down, and then they spread you open and they go through your insides. Well, after I get skin removal surgery, everybody's like, oh, what about the scars that you have and everything like that? Dude, scars don't bug me, right? I'm going to get scarification of that autopsy, of that Y cut, to kind of represent like my old body is dead. I don't need to deal with that kind of stuff anymore.
That's fucking crazy, but I love it. Never heard that. Like literally, I thought you were gonna say like a tattoo or like some cool like I don't know like how they brand the like fraternity guys. And but no, you went full blown like I'm Frankenstein out this bitch, and I love it. I freaking love it. Uh, they're like that's crazy. Look, we don't yuck anybody's yum on this live. So if he likes it, I love it. I can't wait because I'm a nosy ass person. I'm gonna be like, where is the scars? Hello, uh, go big or go home. Absolutely, Amber. Absolutely. So, Garrett, is there any father figure or person who you look up to? I know you mentioned there's some family members who are involved in like the bodybuilding industry. Was there anyone like that's like a role model to you or a father figure in your life?
See, this is where you get the tears out of me. This is where it would happen if it does happen. So I grew up, and my dad was an addict and very abusive mentally and physically, and caused a lot of issue in my life. And he was never really around, and when he was just causing trouble and wreaking havoc. Like I remember my dad's way of father son bonding was playing bloody knuckles, and like he would go to jail and he'd come back and teach me how to make a bone crusher out of newspaper and like just stupid shit, right? He was no good. His biggest claim to fame was, oh, I was a shot caller when I was locked up, and you can kill a man and do this and do that. And like he would steal my stuff and go sell it for a little hit or something, right? He was just a piece of shit guy. And I didn't really have a father, but I had a grandfather. I call him Pop. His name's Jim Olson. And as a matter of fact, I named my oldest son's middle name is Albert, and I named him after my grandfather's middle name as well. And they both share the same birthday, and that's really cool. So I don't have a dad. I don't have a dad, but I got a fucking Pop, and he's the one who taught me how to be a man, and he's the one who taught me how, no matter what it takes, no matter the sacrifice, you provide for your family because that's what a man does. And I'm okay to step up to the plate and accept that responsibility. Um, I never had a dad to show me how to be a dad, but in a way, he was the best example of how to be a father. Because if I just do everything opposite of what he did, there's no way I'm not going to fucking knock it out of the park. So I am appreciative of the role that he played in my life because he taught me what not to do. But my grandfather and my uncle has passed, but my grandfather's still with us. Um, that's my dad. That's my dad. You know what I mean? That's my Pop. He's always gonna be my Pop, and he knows it, and he calls me son gladly, and there's just so much love and strength and unity between him and I, and that's my fucking dude. You know what I mean?
I love that. I think that is beautiful because while I love that you said I didn't have a father figure, but in a sense, he still taught me to be a better father because I don't want to be anything like this man. So, how do I do better? With that in mind, what is the legacy you want to leave your children with? Because, like you said, we all have a number, we all have a time. When that time comes, what do you want them to remember you as? Like, what's the highlight for you that you want them to remember you for?
I want them to remember the love that I had for them. The love, and that's all that really matters. I don't need them to care about how big I was, how strong I was, how funny I was, how anything. I need to leave here knowing that they are secure, knowing that their father loved them, because as a little boy, that's all I ever wanted, and I never got it. And I tell my kids all the time, I love you. I love you. I'm proud of you. You are great. I build them up constantly. Even when they're acting like little shits, I'm still, even when they gotta have a little bit of discipline, I always follow it up with, hey bro, I love you, and I'm sorry. We had to get a little crazy, but like I'm still proud of you. I'm always gonna love you no matter what. And that's what I want them to know. I want them to know that no matter how ugly or deep or dark this world gets, their dad will always be in their corner, ready to go to war, no problem.
Super dad. I like that. I like that a lot. I know that a lot of folks follow your journey. Have you had anyone maybe inbox you that left you like with the impression that, like, you know what, I am doing something good. Is there anything that stands out to you? I know sometimes in the mix of this like social media stuff, it gets a little cloudy and you're like, I don't know if I'm really having an impact. Has anything stood out to you in terms of like maybe someone inboxed you and was like, hey Garrett, you really changed my life, or hey Garrett, your story really resonates with me?
Yeah, I have. And, I've gotten it a lot actually. And I've gotten a lot of direct messages from men who have told me, man, okay, biggest one I remember is his name was Jacob, and I got a message from him, and he said that he just created a TikTok account, and I was literally the first video that he had seen, and he didn't have a profile picture, no kind of following, no, he wasn't following anybody. I was the first person he followed, and he sent me a DM, and he let me know that he had gotten into such a deep depression in his life that he was going to end it. And he said that I saved his life, and like, I don't know what to do with that. That's not a burden. A burden is the wrong word, but that is such a hefty responsibility because where I was at in my life at that time, I had felt that I had let myself down constantly. And now I was afraid to not only let myself down again, but to let down this other person who was counting on me, a complete stranger who had given me so much power, for the lack of better words. They'd given me too much power as a man. I never wanted that. I never asked for it. But in this circumstance, in this specific situation, it just happened to play out that way. And he felt that he owed me. And we still talk today. We're still buddies. We're still friends. And he's doing great. He's doing amazing. He's lost a lot of weight. He's doing what he wants to do. He got a better job, and he moved into his own apartment. Like, he's doing really good. But that was a lot. That was a lot to lay on me, and he needed that. He needed somewhere to put that kind of emotion. He was alone. He was alone. He was lost, and I happened to be the one that showed up, and I accept that. I accept that responsibility because that's who I am. I want to be somebody that loves somebody so much that they feel that I have made an impact in their lives personally. That's all I'm looking for, is the connection with people like that. It was a lot of responsibility, and it was really heavy to wear for a while, but I think that helped me. It gave me a sense of purpose because I was like, fuck, I've let myself down so many times, but I'm not going to let this dude down because that's such a big thing to attribute to my videos that I'm like, yeah, dude, I got your back. Let me keep showing up for you.
And you guys, I appreciate you guys in the chat. I know you guys are rocking and rolling. I apologize if I missed anybody's question. I'm going to scroll back real quick. Garrett, we are getting close to the hour. I want to just get ahead and just say I appreciate you joining me. We're going to rock and roll for the next few minutes here. If you guys have any last minute questions, any last minute thoughts, make sure you're following Garrett. I'm pretty sure most of you guys are already, but if you're not and you've been living under, you know, a pineapple under the sea or something, then I need you to go ahead and follow Garrett. But welcome in. I see a few folks, familiar faces. Hey, Chef Casey, Anna, Tony, thank you for moderating the chat. Hey, Nancy Price, that's my mama. Um, Welcome. Not my parents came to see me on a live. Oh my God, I feel like it's graduation, guys. Really cute angles. First of all, can we talk about the jawline neck? You were talking about you didn't recognize this neck. Me neither. I didn't recognize my own goddamn neck when I saw it. I was like, who are you?
Pretty sexy, right? Like, I'm feeling sharp. Like that's I never had that. I like, you turn to the side, you see this little thing right here. Like, I want to lick my own damn neck. You know what I mean?
I think that I don't know. I know you said you're married, but for those who are single and looking for love in this bariatric community, guys, I am putting together a matchmaking situation. I know the online dating thing is a little messy, a little mixy, but I'm here to help. Myself and the guys from the Barry Mel Experience, we're putting together a bachelor and bachelorette. So you guys make sure you check that out. We're gonna have some updates. I did post it on my page, So if you know a single berry or a non-berry, that's fine too. You don't have to be bariatric to participate. Just know you're gonna have really small dinners to make. So if you're comfortable with that, that's cool too. Thank you for the love, guys. Let me do this real quick. Just want to remember. Okay, we have Very Unfiltered. There's a lot of shows, so let me try to remember all. Very Unfiltered is on Mondays. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern. We got Very Sisters on Wednesday. That is at 8:30 Eastern. We have, I think I said the Berry Male Experience. That's Taco Tuesday. And then Talk Berry to Me, myself. That's on Sundays on the Lord's Day. So why not, after you get a little Jesus in your life, you come hang out with me. Now, I will tell you guys, on the 30th, while it is the Lord's Day, it's not a PG live. The live is going to get a little, okay, but you guys like it. You guys like the after dark talk, so we'll keep it cute, but it is going to be a little more adult conversations on the 30th. So if you are going to be coming through to the Berry Pride party, make sure you bring your leather and your colors, and we're going to have a good time. We're going to chit chat a little bit. Garrett, any final thoughts, any words of wisdom that you may want to leave a fellow or soon to be fellow bariatric friend who's on the fence about the surgery?
Do your research, man. Do your research. Don't go into it like this is a full contact sport. Like I said, your life is going to change, and don't do it because you think it's that miracle fix. Don't do it because you think it's the easy way out. Don't do it because you think it's going to fix your life. Like I equated all of my life's problems to being overweight, and then I lost this much weight. I'm like, oh shit, like I still have bills. That's crazy. I thought those were going to go away too, you know? Oh shit, I still got to go to work. Damn. Like, focus on what's important. Take care of your star player, which is always going to be you, because at the end of the day, it's you and your shadow against the world. You know what I mean? So make sure that if this is something that you want to do, then do it. And if it is something that you want to do not let anybody fucking talk you out of it at all. I don't know why everybody else gets to say and do whatever the fuck they want to say and do, but then when it's your turn, you're the asshole. It doesn't make any sense. So do what you need to do. Do what's best for you, whether you go with it or go against it, whatever. Just make sure that you are established in yourself and that decision, because it doesn't go away. It's forever.
You heard it, guys. So whatever you decide to do, let it be for good reasons. Have a strong why, because it's not an easy route. It's not an easy fix. There's going to be hard times. Life, you're not exempt from life because you're bariatric. Like, bills still come, grief is still a thing. We're going to experience ups and downs and a lot of stuff in between. But ultimately, if you did it for the right reasons and you went in with a really strong why, even when you have those hard days, that's going to be the thing that keeps you on track and on your game. So I appreciate you, Garrett. Let me go ahead and grab my good old shades here, guys. I hope you guys are getting something from this. You guys are going to get to walk through my house for right now. But honestly, Garrett, I appreciate all the gems you dropped. And y'all know, people throw shade on what shines, baby, but we're going to keep shining. And when in doubt, we shine brighter. Thank you, guys. Until next Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific time. Thank you, Garrett. I'm going to unmute you. I appreciate you. Love the shades. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.
Later.